Hello, everyone. This is Randy Malden with Supply Leaders Academy, and today I'd like to share with you strategic sourcing planning as an opportunity for you to start learning how Supply Leaders Academy can improve your business and your organization with profits from your supply chain. But it all begins with a plan. Most concerns are with the lack of ability to survive a supply chain disruption. What is a supply chain? Well, that's where you get all the stuff you need to make the products or deliver the services that you are using for your customers. And when a recent survey was done, 85% of CEOs surveyed believed they could not survive a supply chain disruption, which means if there was a flood, a hurricane, or simply a fire in one of your vendors' manufacturing facilities, then you wouldn't be able to survive that. And we don't want that to happen, and it all begins with strategic sourcing. So, when you enroll today in strategic sourcing, you're going to learn that natural disasters won't affect your supply chain. When you have changes in the economy, you'll be ready to react. When you are wondering what's going to happen with your supply chain or what's going on in your supply chain, you're going to have the tools and a plan to make a difference. So even when the labor, things that can be controlled by other people in the economy, you're going to be able to respond to that before it becomes a problem for your company and your organization by having a plan that you can easily adjust and put in place for your supply chain. 83% of CEOs from the same survey believed that their supply chain was not optimized, which means they're leaving money on the table. They're leaving money on the table, and when things get tough, when things start to get difficult in the economy, big companies look to their supply chain to maintain their profit margins. So if you're not looking at your supply chain, you're not developing strategic sourcing plans, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. And this also applies to nonprofits and government organizations as well, because it's how much money you have and what you do with that money determines how effective you are. Other businesses look at, they can't name their key suppliers. When you do your strategic sourcing plan that you're going to learn when you enroll today, is you're going to learn how to identify suppliers in your supply chain. Who are your key suppliers and what do they do to help you be successful? As you can see, again, big manufacturers tighten their supply chains when there's low growth in the forecast. And it's when the economy is good that you need to put plans in place for when the economy is not good. And the economy, I mean your industry, your sector, your region, all those things make a big difference. And you have to be ready for that with the strategic sourcing plan. Your supply chain is your greatest source of stress because it affects not only your ability to deliver to your customers, but also your ability to be profitable. And if you think about it, you get most stress when you go to your storeroom, your inventory, warehouse, whatever, even if you're providing a service and you say, "Where's my stuff?" and it say, "Oh, it's on the way." It's not there. Now that customer that needs instantaneous delivery, it's not there. You don't have it. So that's creating a lot of stress for you. And when you have a strategic supply chain, by developing a strategic sourcing plan, which you'll do when you enroll, is you're going to have the ability to be successful. You're going to have those plans in place. And what you'll learn when you enroll today by just going down below, filling out your information, and getting access to this free course is how to transform your company's purchasing into a strategic advantage. We'll be teaching the course because I have over 20 years of operational experience working with supply chains, making sure the right stuff is in the right place, the right time, the right quantity, the right quality to support operations overseas. And this is a picture of me and my family right before we go on deployment, or right before I went on deployment many years ago. And and it makes a big difference. Knowing that there's stuff is in place so that we can do our job makes a big difference. I was able to coordinate supply chains throughout the globe to make sure that those things that we needed when we needed them were right there, so that we were able to accomplish our objectives and finish every mission. Wrote a couple books. If you want to go check them out, go to Supply Chain Management by the United States Marine Corps, or supply chain analysis, how to analyze your supply chain to increase profits, just go ahead and find them on Amazon. That's going to help you better understand supply chain. And in fact, when you enroll today in strategic sourcing, you're going to get supply chain analysis as a free gift. So don't pass up the opportunity to not only get a little free training on strategic sourcing planning, but also get this book on supply chain analysis to really understand how supply chain can increase profitability within your organizations. This is a great opportunity for you and your company because most companies don't even look at their supply chain until it's too late. They think the supply chain is just something that's there, something that's helping them or and hindering them most likely, and it could be a source of opportunity if they just took the time to look inside their supply chain and make a big difference. When you look at your supply chain and you save $100,000, that's $100,000 that goes right to the bottom line, right to your profits, and you need to incentivize that. And you're looking at your people who manage your procurement and manage your purchasing, how they're helping your company be more profitable. And instead of saying, yeah, that's your job, you should incentivize them just like your sales force. And think about it, you have a sales force, you send those guys to sales training all the time. And they're out there generating revenue for your company, getting money in your company, and the people responsible for making that money profitable, making those sales profitable, are your procurement people. How much are you investing in their training? How much difference are you making in their training? And when you enroll today, you can add them to this training so they understand how to make strategic sourcing a strategic capability within your organization. And I'd finish right with this slide that it's not a technology issue, because you can have all the technology in the world. If you don't know how to use that technology, you don't know how to analyze the information, you don't know what to do with that information that you gain from technology, it's just a big electronic paperweight, just something sitting on your desk that's not making a difference. And when you enroll today, you're going to get that training, that supply strategic sourcing planning that's going to make that information useful. Let's look at the numbers. 2.5% cost savings is equal to the same amount of profit as a 10% increase in sales. Now that number depends upon your margins in your company, but the point being is that saving money immediately results in profits, where making sales eventually results in profits. It doesn't make a profit in your sales until you're done purchasing all your stuff and delivering that service, and then when all the checks are written, then you can look at your bottom line and say, okay, how well was I profitable? That's what your strategic sourcing does for you. Companies that use supply chain management as a capability are 73% more profitable than companies that are not. And if you have not considered your strategic sourcing planning as part of your company, then you need to look at that. Just getting 3 quotes. Ask your purchasing people, just ask yourself, even if you're a small business, how you do purchasing. Do you ask for at least 3 quotes? Do you get the market to tell you what the right price is? Or are you doing deals with your buddies who are supposedly quote unquote taking care of you and charging you out all kinds of money to make their business healthy, but at the end of the day it doesn't make your business healthy? And companies that invest in this kind of stuff are get 40% ROI, return on their investment. So they spend time on supply chain, they invest $1,000 in supply chain, they're going to make $1,400 on the backside. Now why wouldn't you do that? Whenever you can put money in and make more money on the other side, that's a great thing. That's a good thing. As a result of your investment today in getting involved in strategic sourcing planning with this free course, you will transform from daily crisis to predictable resources through strategic sourcing. So fill in your information below so you can get started with strategic sourcing planning right now. Just go right down below, right below this video. You'll see the opportunity to go ahead and fill in your information and get started with strategic sourcing planning today to make a big difference in your company right now.